Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. I got to tell a little quick story. This to Dr. D here. The strangest thing happened today when I arrived at the studio. When I pulled into the parking lot and I shut off my engine, I noticed that my rear view mirror was vibrating, sort of like that cup, in Jurassic Park, the movie, where the dinosaurs walking and the cup's vibrating and the water's rippling. As I got out of my car, I approached the studio, then these vibrations started growing louder. It sounded like there was a concert going on at the nearby Santa Barbara County Bowl. I opened the back door and Dr. D was at the console. I should have known it. He had his headphones on. He was kicked back, feet up on the console. His eyes rolled back, and Lust for Life was blaring from the speakers. He was laying down the master track for today's show. He had his cowboy hat on backwards, and he had one fist in the air. Also, what did I do when I saw this? Of course, I joined him. Listeners know that we cover, on topics-wise, pop culture, music icons, and food gods on this show. But truthfully, I've only interviewed a handful of real music icons in our 500 plus shows. Today, I have a special treat for you. You're welcome. You can send gifts to the radio station. We're interviewing a legit music icon, Tony Fox Sales, former Iggy Pop and Tin Machine bass player. And I think you will agree with me, he's a music icon. Tony Fox Sales has worked with David Bowie, Iggy Pop, Todd Rundgren, Bob Welch, Andy Frazier, and so many others. And after recording a couple albums with Todd Rundgren in the early 70s, he and his brother recorded the Kill City album with Iggy Pop in 1975, followed by Lust for Life in 1977. The two brothers, joined Iggy on his subsequent tour and recorded as TVI Live 77 and released the following year. In 82, Tony joined Chequered Past, which included singer and actor Michael DeBars, later of Power Station, and ex-Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones. Also joining this eclectic great lineup was Blondie's drummer Clem Burke, as well as their bass player Nigel Harrison. In 88, Tony then joined forces with David Bowie and Tin Machine. Damn, those songs in the soundtrack rock me, man. They're so good. How often do we get, if ever, a chance to hang out with a real music icon? Like, there's a handful of them out there. And Tony Fox Sales is definitely one of them. The term was created for him. And not only that, we get to reflect on their life and music with them. I mean, I feel so privileged right now to spend this hour with Tony. It just doesn't happen much in life, and you're coming along for the ride, so it's going to be a great ride. I really, truly mean this. It's one of the biggest honors of my career in broadcasting. Please help me welcome Tony Fox Sales to the show. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Jeremiah. It's good to be here. That's very nice of what you're saying. I appreciate that. Right back at you, Jeremiah.
Well, you definitely raised my value just by being on the show here. So thank you. I'll send you your cut. Where are you at right now, Tony? You're in the UK?
I'm at home in Palm Desert, California.
Oh, Palm Desert.
Yeah, I live about a half hour past Palm Springs.
I love Palm Springs. Well, I love, where I go a lot is Indian Wells, the Miramonte out there. I love it.
Yeah. No, I love the desert. It's beautiful out here, and it's quiet, and there's not spray paint all over the sand. And I mean, it's good. There aren't people sleeping on the street. I mean, they could sleep on the street, I suppose, but they don't know that it exists out here, I guess.
Well, is the desert weather good for your voice, do you find, and for your just guitar playing and music?
It's rather dry out here, and you got to watch out that you don't get dried up. No, it's you got to stay. You got to keep drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's nice out there. Well, you are about to go on tour. Are you resting up? Are you ready for it?
yes, I'm. Well, I guess so. I haven't toured in 30 some years.
I know I've
Uh,
got the number here. Was it 91? So I'm
yeah,
looking.
I think so. 91. I mean, I after Tin Machine, when I came back to the States, I put a band together with Harry Dean Stanton, and it was called the Cheap Dates, which was apropos. Um, and we toured up and down California coast and went in the studio and cut some stuff. There's some things on the internet, the cheap dates with Harry Dean Stanton, and Scott Baxter was on slide guitar as well. Uh,
Oh, Joe Skunk's a good friend of the show. He's been on quite a bit.
Jeff is,
Yeah,
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 oh,
good friend.
I love Jeff. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And we had Slim Jim Phantom on drums and on two drums, and Jamie James on guitar, and I was on bass and vocals with Harry.
So was that your last tour?
Uh, well, I guess well, I don't remember. Maybe.
Why have you do you like touring? Or I mean, you got so much energy and you're so
Well,
dynamic, on stage.
do I come off manic? Is that
No,
what
dynamic.
oh, dynamic, dynamic. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
new one. Dynamic. You dynamic.
We all
Um,
hear what we want to hear, right?
I guess so. I guess so. No, what it is that after uh, uh, David went back to doing David and uh, did the tour after Tin Machine, I came back to California and went back to school and became a drug and alcohol counselor, certified counselor. And I went back to college and got trained so I could give back to guys that have that are addicted.
Mm-hmm.
And which means a lot to me because I was addicted, but I haven't drank or used any drugs in over 39 years now. And
Wow,
and yet it's only Thursday, isn't it? So whatever, yeah. But I don't drink or use, but I like to help those that need help.
Well, the life on so I can imagine. I mean, I'm guessing, but I'm filling in the blanks. But I can see touring is probably to be around that environment. It's that there's all not that all tours are heavy.
No, but yeah, I know that's true. It's a little trying. I mean, it used to be great when I was out of my mind, but it's funny. I've toured. I played everywhere that I played with every band before. And one gig I was at, I think in San Francisco. Some guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you owe me some money for that what we're thing." I said, "You know how much it costs to be able to hang out with David Bowie and myself?" I didn't ask for check. I didn't ask for cash. So I said, "That's not gonna. You're not gonna get any payback. But you pay back as you come to the show. How about?"
Yeah, you owe me now. Well, this is incredible having you on. I mean, you're here. You're about to go on tour again, first time since '91. Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It marks also. There's another huge milestone. 45 years since the release of "Lust for Life."
Yeah. Isn't that wild? That's wild. 45 years since that was released.
I was thinking I was going to start boring you with stories of memories. You know how some songs imprint on you,
Oh yeah.
and then it's like a better than a yearbook or it's like a film of your life.
Yeah.
Lust for Life, from covers to original. By the way, we're going to play. You requested. I want the listeners to know this music soundtrack today is handpicked by you. What again? I hate to overuse the word honor, but what an honor you chose.
No, I was Darren, the English promo guy for this thing said, "Listen, come. They want to play some songs that you're on, so take a thing." I just thought of 5 right away, different.
So you chose.
The 5 of ones I really like.
It's like if we're hanging out for an hour and you're throwing the records on, right? We're
yeah.
so
I'm sort of DJ today.
Yeah, your DJ. At the very end, though, I was surprised you remade Success. We're going to talk about that, and I love the version, but when you chose, you said let's play the original as our final song, and I thought that was very cool of you that you went back to your original for the final rather than most bands will go, let me give you a new something new, and
No, play the new
take
one.
all the glory.
No, play the new one.
Whatever, my friend. Okay, so you recorded a brand new version of Success, like I just mentioned, from that classic album.
Yeah.
Aside from being the massive hit that it is, and 45 years strong, why is Success so special to you?
Well, the lyrics are it's a bit sarcastic, here comes success, here comes my Chinese rug, you know. I mean, it's just listen to the lyrics. It's sort of like it's a rub,
Yeah.
it's I like the song. I like the song, and then uh, 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 Kevin Armstrong, the guitar player, who in this group, who's worked with Bowie and Sinead O'Connor, and I mean a lot of people, just a whole slew of people. He put this track together at home, his home studio, and then uh, he called me. He said, "Do you want to put some stuff on this?" And I said, "Yeah, let's redo the bass and drums on it, and Clem can do the drums." And so Clem and I went into the studio in California here, and put bass and drums on it, and then I sang the backgrounds on it. And Katie Puckrik, who's a personality in England, a radio personality, she danced with, it's been a ballet, I think. I'm not sure who it was, but
I've got her bio.
I don't know her resume, but she's a sweet girl.
Yeah, she's got a really cool resume, but the video was a lot of fun. She's obviously having a lot of fun in the video.
Yeah.
I like the you did some neat things with the new version. I like it a lot.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So do you remember though recording this album? I mean, can you take us back to that time? What do you
Well, when we recorded it at a studio called Hansa, and it was by the Berlin Wall when the Berlin Wall was still standing, and there were guards every 300 feet with machine guns in towers, up in it was ridiculous. And at that time, actually, I was out of my mind drinking and whatever. So we'd be doing a couple of takes or whatever we'd be doing. We'd take a break, and David and I would go outside and drop our pants in front of the guards or whatever it was, just to piss them off.
Screw with them.
Yeah, but I wanted to piss them up, but there were bullet holes in the wall where they had shot people trying to get back to West Berlin.
Did anybody ever take a shot at you or shoot?
No. They didn't. I ran in too quick. So, no, but those sessions were pretty wild. We wrote, and I mean, a lot of stuff was written prior, but we put everything on the table and got it all mixed up and recorded everything and wrote some new stuff and in about 2 or 3 weeks we recorded it and mixed it in a week or something. I mean, it was really quick. And when my brother Hunt, who plays drums on Lust for Life, when we cut the Lust for Life track, all of us went, whoa, and that's happened. That's his drums, the way they sounded. It was the room that we used at Hansa Studios. It was an old building. They recorded symphony orchestras in the room, and it was just, the acoustics were perfect,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just wild. I mean, we just sat there. We were all in awe of it. It was just monster sound.
How does that album rank? Do you know? of just iconic albums. I mean, it really is one, right?
Yeah,
And
it's one of my favorite rock albums of all time.
I think it's one of everybody's favorites. Rich,
Yeah,
it's always played at parties. It's always, it instantly gets everybody in a good mood.
yeah,
When it comes
yeah.
to the radio, you don't switch the station. Isn't it? I mean, wow. Do you look back and go, well, I had fun. We were a band. We were having fun. We were being kids. We were recording music, and that's what I wanted to do. But looking back now, going, I put out one of the best albums in the history of music.
Oh, well, yeah, I thank you. That's nice of you to say that. I'm proud of that work. I'm proud of the work. I'm proud of pretty much all the work that I've done with different people. But that album is a special. Is a special piece, definitely. I mean, you know, uh, Iggy wrote so many great tunes on that album, and it's and it was good. I got to. That was the first time I think I wrote with David and Iggy when wrote "Fall in Love with Me." Um, it was dynamite, I mean, I switched over to. We did a thing. I switched over to guitar, and Hunt switched over to bass. And the guitar player at the time, we had another guitar player. Actually, it was Stacy Hayden. He had played with Bowie. He switched over to. No. I'm sorry. Actually, now I don't remember who played guitar. Oh, it was Rick Gardner. Rick Gardner switched over to drums, and so everybody switched instruments and did, and it was a cool track.
It was like musical chairs with instruments.
Yeah, musical chairs. Yeah.
Well, the past, I wanted to ask you this question because I've been thinking a lot about it lately, and I wanted to get your take on this. You've seen it all. You've been there. You've been there. You've seen it all. You've seen all the bands. You've been
I've
there.
seen a couple of scenes. Yeah, I saw the good band. I'm old enough to have seen the great bands. I went to. I don't know how many people that went to a Jimi Hendrix recording session, but I'm one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And
what
that
else?
was
Give
amazing.
me some milestones, some things that.
Well, I don't want to brag, but
Brag.
no.
All about you this hour.
Well, that was one of the highlights for me as a musician. That I was at one of Jimmy's sessions. He was really a sweet cat, and he said, "Yeah, come on to the studio." So we went over there, and he was recording "House Burning Down" on the Electric Lady.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. It was fantastic.
Wow. You give like goosebump moments, huh? With that.
Oh yeah, and what was great, and then later when at Tin Machine we were touring Europe, Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding came to one of the shows, and Mitch and I sort of struck up a friendship, and I mean, it was great hanging out with those guys too. I mean, I've got to meet and hang with all the guys that I pedestalized.
Yeah, that you looked up to.
Yeah, well, that just inspired me. I mean, I look up to a lot of people that in different genres, but I mean, when I'm standing with Keith Richards or whatever, I mean, it's I'm still a fan.
Who can say that? I mean,
I'm still a fan. I'm just saying, I go, wait a minute, wait. Like the night I met Todd Rundgren in New York in '69, I think it was. We went to a club called the Steve Paul's Scene. It was down in the Village, and a friend of mine said, they got this guitar player named Todd Rundgren's going to be the. I think you and Hunt should come down and meet him because he's going to do a solo album. And I want you to meet him. I said, okay. So we should come down by like 9, 10. He said, no, come at 2 or 3 in the morning. I went, 2 or 3 in the morning? That's cool, man. So Hunt and I cut school, and we went down at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we got up on this really low stage, like a pallet height, and we started playing. We met Todd, started jamming. I remember sounding good, but I looked out to the audience, there's a couple of guys from Led Zeppelin. Hendrix was there.
Oh,
You guys, Ben Morrison was there. And I thought, wait a minute, how did I get here? What is this? And it was. I mean, I've loved music since I was 7 years old. I listened to the radio since I was seven, and and I love creativity.
yeah, yeah. Um, and yet you've been able to do that your whole life. You made sure that that's happened. But I mean, how did I get here? I'm sure that's the feeling. You're like you're pinching yourself, looking around the
Yeah,
room.
but that was the feeling. Like, wait a second. I'm like, what? These guys are now. I'm playing, and I thought, okay, you know,
But Tony, you've helped create speaking of creativity, the sound of Bowie and Tim Machine, definitely the sound of Iggy Pop. You're a piece of that experience that we all love and enjoy.
yeah. I lent some of myself to that.
So I want you to just to take it right now.
All right.
Take the praise and take. Wow, you're a humble man, and that's incredible that you're humble with all the success, the great music. I mean, I don't want to just say success like it's a commodity. The great music that you've added to all of our lives, just incredible. Tony,
I appreciate that. Whatever it takes to get there, there has been a price to get there.
I want to talk about that on the other
stuff
side.
doesn't come cheap.
Yeah, and that's well, that's a topic I've got. I wanted to talk to you about that. Let's do that right after this break.
Okay.
Quick break. I'm with talk about the music icons. We talk about doing music icons. Are you okay, my friend?
Yeah, I'm choking on my rock star.
That's kill you.
No, actually, this is a good one. This is the organic ones.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think those guys might be from Santa Barbara. I remember all of them promoting in the early days. All right. Tony Fox Sales. You can find him on Twitter and on Facebook. He's one of the smart ones. He kept both handles the same at Tony Sales Tour on Facebook and Twitter. All right. So Tony Fox Sales is re-entering the touring world for the first time since 1991. First time touring UK since 91.
Right. So the first time touring UK since 91. I did some other work with other people, but not long tours. The last Tim Machine tour was like 2 years long.
Wow, that sounds tiring. I'm already tired. Okay, so Tony.
Yeah, it was a bit much. I mean, I love my brother and I love David Reeves, but it was a bit much. A couple of years out of it.
That's a long time away from home.
Crusty,
Okay, let me tell everybody about this tour. You're going to want to get tickets. At the end of it, I'm going to tell you how you can get tickets. But look at this lineup. Again, Tony's first tour of the UK since 1991. You have to get tickets because this is a once in a lifetime show. He's going to be performing dates also in Tokyo and Dublin with an all-star lineup. Tony Fox Sales is joined by legendary Blondie drummer Clem Burke, vocalist and renowned broadcaster and Pet Shop Boys dancer Katie Puckrik, Iggy Pop and David Bowie's guitarist Kevin Armstrong, guitarist Louis Correia, who's toured internationally with Earl Slick, and classical pianist, composer, and touring member of SN10, Florence Sabeva. Tony will perform the Lust for Life album in full, as well as revisiting songs from across the individual band members' careers with legendary artists such as Blondie and David Bowie. You can buy your tickets now. Go to TonyFoxSalesTour.com. TonyFoxSales tour.com. Get the tickets. I'm telling you, these are going fast. It's a tour you definitely want to buy tickets to jump on over to UK. Just go over for the weekend, if nothing else. And we will be right back with the great Tony Fox Sales. Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Oh, Clem's been on the show too, by the way.
Has he?
Yeah. Yeah. I need to thank Darren and Mike Rogers, who introduced me to you.
Yeah, Mike is a great guy, huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
he's cool.
He introduced me to you. I got to say thanks here. I'll say thanks when we come back, and then
Okay.
um,
I'll tell you a funny story. He Mike told me that he used to wait, when was it? He used to babysit um my one of my kids or something like really left field.
I
I thought,
think he
what?
told me that. Yeah,
Did he tell you that story?
I think so. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, I mean, I thought I said, "No, you're kidding." He went, "No, I used to be. I used to." I'm like, "Geez, man."
that. That's like, you weren't expecting that one, huh?
No,
How
it was left field, but
did I
it's
pay
fun.
you enough?
Well,
You asked him, did I pay you enough? Did I pay you?
no.
Hey, Richard, I'm ready too. Should I go? You ready? Tony, we're coming back.
Okay, I'm here.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show with music icon. I'm probably pissing him off by saying that over and over, but he really is. Tony Fox Sales, formerly with Iggy Pop and David Bowie and Tin Machine, bass player and friend, a good friend of ours, a mutual friend. Now hopefully I can call his friends a mutual friend. Mike Rogers of the famous Mike Rogers Show and Mike in Tokyo introduced Tony and I just wanted to thank Mike so much. And also, if I could, Darren Johnson, who's on your side, on your team there, Tony, has been really helping just organizing this interview.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, both. I just want to thank both of them, the guys that sometimes don't get enough thanks for making things happen.
He's got a great face for radio, you know.
Oh, you're gonna get an email later, but hopefully you can put in your email an auto reply that says, "I'll get back to you when I get back from my tour." Not many of us could do that.
Well, but I'm not. I haven't gone through it yet. I'm having trouble getting my passport.
I would just keep. Oh, by the way, do you want to make a plea to the passport office?
Yeah.
Passport.
Well, I don't know if the plea matters. I mean,
let's get Tony his passport. He's got some big shows to do.
Yeah.
So, Tony, I wanted to ask you
okay.
a question. You know, you mentioned going into break that it takes its toll, rock and roll, and the career and the creativity and the being on the road and being in all these dark studios over the year. I imagine it takes its toll. I wanted to ask you this question because it's been on my mind. The past few months, as I've interviewed various musicians, various stages in their career, I keep hearing this common theme. And I thought, whoa, I've got a really great opportunity. I got Tony Fox Sales here, who's seen it all, that maybe I'd love to hear your perspective. So this is the theme. They've been expressing, I would say almost 100% of them, feelings to me of self-doubt about not only their performances at various times or their voices or their talent. And these are really great musicians, some that have really made it out there. And I'm hearing this. I wondered if that maybe, I don't know what it is. I'm wondering if it's that they were not performing for a couple of years. And so it's kind of coming back new to them in a way. I was just wondering do you ever experience self-doubt, Tony?
Oh, well, of course. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be human. I mean, I don't think that's, the very nature of being a performer is to gain acceptance. Applause is real nice. And when I was really young, and I started playing professionally when I was 13 years old. And I like girls clapping and whatever, and they don't clap much when you're selling shoes, or doing carpentry, which I've done too. But they throw nails at you when you're doing carpentry. But yeah, of course I've had self-doubt, and I think that's what I can only speak for myself. That's what makes me want to go on and delve deeper into why I feel that way and what can I get at, what can I make happen with those feelings.
So it's a part of the creative process for you.
Yeah, instead of letting the feelings, you know, dictate to me how it's going to be, I just use them as energy and go on to do something else.
Well,
Hey, listen, the moving target started to hit. That's what I was taught real young, you know. So I keep moving.
I know that artists have that self-doubt, you know, especially actors and probably anybody that performs, anybody that's doing anything. I have self-doubt before I interviewed. Am I worthy enough to interview you? Will I have, you know, will I have good enough questions? We all have that self-doubt and that, you know, that.
I was just thinking about that. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I think it's a human trait. You know, it's you know, I have the same brain in my body that cavemen had a million years ago. You know, it's designed to protect me against pain and dinosaurs. You know what I mean? And so I'm wired to survive. And I mean, I don't have it quite as bad as they did. Certainly now that I'm not drinking and using, but when I was inebriated and out of my brains, you know, I did some stuff that I wanted to do and felt some ways I didn't want to feel, and I don't feel like that anymore. You know, so something's working good. You know?
Yeah, I guess the question was more that I'm hearing.
I mean, I answered your question from the two questions that you.
Yeah, no, you answered it. I guess I was just wondering, you know, I know that everybody goes through that, but I've been hearing it voiced more. And I remember in rock and roll and music, usually everybody's too cool, you know, they're not going to tell you that side of it. So it was just something that I thought was interesting that I've been hearing it. I've been hearing honesty, I guess, is probably.
But I've known a lot of people that are so cool they froze, you know?
Yeah. You got a long friendship with Clem Burke. Why is he so special to you? Not just as a great musician, but personally.
Is what?
Why is he so special? You know, not only he's a great musician, obviously, that goes without
saying. He's a good guy. I mean, you know, the gentleman that I have worked with, I generally have been friends with and hang out and you know, we're people. Mm-hmm. The same thing with Bowie and with Todd Rundgren and with I played with Ray Manzarek. I played guitar with Ray Manzarek as well. I mean, whoever it is, Andy Fraser, who played bass and Free, I played guitar with him. We had to put a thing together, but I actually got called to go work with Bowie, so I went to do that, which Andy didn't appreciate. But Andy's unbelievably talented songwriter, and I was thrilled. I did a record with him. It was really great. Till the Night Is Gone, it was called, and that was a good experience in my life. He was a great guy. But that's what I did. I mean, these guys are my friends. You know, certainly while we're working together. Some of them remain friends when we're not working together, and others don't. You know. So,
for Iggy Pop and David Bowie, Iggy Pop, quote unquote, Bowie, quote unquote, when you worked for them, when you started playing with them, were they big? Were they big?
Were they popular?
Yeah, like the names that they are now. I mean,
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, David had already done the Ziggy Stardust thing, and Iggy had already been around for years. I mean, they were at the top of their game, you know.
Well, you're very talented, but did you ever have a conversation with David Bowie where he said why you made it in, why he chose working with you? Besides,
why he chose working with me?
Yeah, why? I mean, did you guys ever have a conversation where there's
I don't know, not really.
Thousands of musicians out there. You know, you're talented, obviously, but there's more than that, right? That when you form a band, you're picking people you like to work.
Well, there's people, and David and Hunt, my brother and myself, we used to hang out and just tell jokes and you know, goof off. I mean, that's Yeah, I mean, you're together a long time. You're on the road for a couple of years together, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I knew David like 35, 40 years, I guess. And we did a couple of different projects with him. When I worked with Iggy, and David was on keyboards in '77. But you know, you go through a lot of experiences with people. You get close with people. You get to know them, you know. And I mean, I can tell you, those guys certainly aren't shy, you know. And my brother Hunt and myself aren't shy either. I mean, you know, we tell like we feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you see, I've learned a lot of things from the guys. I'm a better man because of the guys I've worked with. You know, I've learned a lot from a lot of them.
Yeah.
Which I think we all do. But I know that to be true in my case. And you know, David's work ethic reminded me of my father's work ethic. My father was Soupy Sales, and my father was doing 3 shows a day at one point. He did a kids show in the morning. In the afternoon, he did a lunch show, and then at night he did a jazz show because he was somewhat of an aficionado on jazz, and he knew all, you know, Dizzy Gillespie, all those guys. I mean, he knew all of them. And
did you just
it's
say
wild.
your father was Soupy Sales?
Yeah,
Oh my God, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that fact.
you didn't know that, huh?
I would.
Yeah, so I have seen a couple of things. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, to listen to my voice, I sound just like you.
oh yeah, well, that's so great. My grandfather and I, that was some of our best times together, watching shows, and
Yeah, but that's when I saw him. So you know,
he saw him on the TV.
that's when I
All
saw him
right.
on TV.
We got to take another real quick break, but we're going to come right back with Tony Fox Sales. He's an icon with David Bowie, Iggy Pop. He celebrates 45 years of Lust for Life with a tour and dates in UK, Ireland, and Japan. Vocalist Katie Puckrik says, out of all the great songs on Lust for Life, Success has a tangy little hold on my heart, which is why I wanted it as a single for our project. The glammy swagger of the tune is so damn cocky, but it's the wit of the lyrics that tickles my pickle. After a tally of the winter's spoils, a car, a Chinese rug, the line, "Here comes my face," cracks me up every time I sing it. It's braggadocio meets neediness, the perfect distillation of the fame game. All right. So with an all-star lineup, Tony Fox Sales is joined by legendary Blondie drummer Clem Burke, vocalist and renowned broadcaster and Pet Shop Boys dancer Katie Puckrik, Iggy Pop and David Bowie guitarist Kevin Armstrong, guitarist Louis Correia, who's toured internationally with Earl Slick, and classical pianist, composer, and touring member of SN10, Florence Sabeva. Tony will and the band will perform the Lust for Life album in full, as well as revisiting songs from across individual band members' careers with legendary artists such as Blondie and David Bowie. And get your tickets now, TonyFoxSalesTour.com, and follow Tony on Twitter and Facebook at Tony Sales Tour. We'll be right back. Tony, everything in there you want me to get in?
What was that?
I said, did I get it? Am I?
No, that's dynamite. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm very pleasantly happy.
I think your phone. Okay. When Richard, are you ready, Richard, to come back? I think we've got, what do we got? A 5-minute, and then hold on a second. Richard's in the other room, sound engineer. Yeah, let me ask you. I've lost my place. Do we have 5 more minutes and then another break in the last break? Okay, so Tony, we just got this is our last little 5 minutes, and then we take a break, but we come back and just say goodbye. Are you good? Okay. Thanks again for doing this. All right.
Thank you for having me and asking me.
Welcome back. Here comes my face. We're with Tony Fox Sales. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the other band members besides Clem Burke and Katie Puckrik that we've talked about? Some of the band members that are with you on this tour coming up.
Some of the other band members on the tour.
Or,
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I haven't. I mean, they're all in England, and I'm in California. I haven't been up there. Uh, I haven't met any of these people face to face except Kevin Armstrong, who worked with me in Tin Machine. He sat in with Tin Machine for one of the tours, and but I haven't met them face to face. I'm looking very much forward to it. They're very nice people, and they're very talented. I feel very fortunate that this has come together. I got a call from a guy named Tom Wilcox with a company in England called Counterculture. And he said, "Hey, Tony, this is Tom. Listen, would you like to do a 45-year anniversary tour for Lust for Life?" And I said, "Well, that sounds pretty good. Yeah." He said, "Well, let me call you back in a minute." And so he called me back about 10 minutes later. He said, "Why don't we just do a Tony Sales tour, right? You have to do Lust for Life tour, but you can play Lust for Life song." I said, "I'll play anything you like, I got some things, some ideas." And so we put it all together, and so it's going to be a great experience. That's how I look.
Again, you can get tickets. I encourage everybody listening right now. Don't wait long. Go to Tony's website and you can get tickets, TonyFoxSalesTour.com. Get your tickets. Tokyo, Ireland, Dublin, the UK. Tony, a lot of people find yourself reflecting on time much these days.
Time?
Yeah, time. Your time, the time you've had, the time you've lived, your glory days. Are they behind you or are they coming?
I think today's my glory day. The only thing I have really is right now. I mean, the past is gone and yesterday's history and tomorrow's a mystery. All I got is right now. So I don't dwell too much in looking back. I mean, I like looking back and listening to what I've done in the past. And sometimes I, see some film of some funny stuff that we did live, like with whoever, but it's
58.
I like to just keep moving forward,
Yeah, I love that. And 50 Lust for Life, right?
That's what it says.
Is it true back then?
Is it true? Is it really true? Well, yes, it is. They found me dead in my car with a stick shift in my chest in 1979, and I was in a coma for almost a month at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. And I came out of it. Well, some people tell me I never came out of it. You know that. But I
Your best friends, right?
Well, yeah. When I came out of it, I woke up. There was like 3 or 4 doctors in white coats at the foot of the bed. And said to me, "This doesn't look good." I said, "No kidding, no kidding." But I wasn't about to die. I wasn't ready. It wasn't my time.
Was it going to happen?
It wasn't my time. They said, "We want to send you away to a place and you'll recover and you'll be with other people." I mean, I'm not going to hang out with sick people. I want to get out of the hospital, go home, walk in the hills, swim. I had a pool, swim in the pool, and get myself back together.
Mm-hmm.
And David came over one day and he was in town. He says, "So when can you go on the road?" I said, "Yeah, look at me. I weigh 85 pounds." I said, I spent some time in a coma. I weigh 85 pounds. It's funky. So we waited until I was well, and we did imaging.
I'm glad you're here, and I agree with you. The present is what's the best, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that we've had some time together.
That's why I call it a present. Yeah.
Present. You your brother Hunt. Do you guys play together? You guys grew up in Detroit. Was it still rough? Was it rough back then like it is now, or was it changed a lot?
We were young kids. We weren't hustling on the street and whatever. I don't know. It was probably tough for somebody. It wasn't tough for me. it was tough for us in another way, but you know, like everybody has stuff in their family and whatever. But yeah, Detroit was not nuts in 1959, 1960. I don't know if it was like they didn't know they had bad water then. I don't know if they even had bad water then in Flint or wherever the hell it is. But it's kind of like that all over the world. You know,
Well, before we
on my travels, it's gotten pretty crazy out there, and
yeah,
that's the only thing about touring that is dissatisfying to me. It's seeing that stuff all the time. It's kind of a downer,
yeah.
But I have a lot of empathy for people having it rough. But there's a lot of disease out there.
Well, Tony, before we take this last break, and then we're going to come back and play Success, we're going to play the new recording, and then
Okay, yeah, the new one. Might as well play the new one.
We're going to play both, but coming back.
Okay.
So before we do that, though,
That's good. I'm on both. That's good.
what'd you say?
I'm on both.
You're on both. Yeah, it's funny how that happened. But listen, I want to ask you, there are a lot of people.
Just look at see if you see any difference in the 45-year between the two, okay?
I listened, actually. There's a lot that I like about both, but I really enjoyed the new one a lot.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I had fun doing it.
Yeah. So let me ask this before we go, because you've mentioned a couple times that you trained to help people with drug and alcohol and substance abuse addictions, and that's such a hard road to go through. Do you mind? Can you put out a website or somewhere that people that might be listening right now that are battling those demons?
Well, I don't know where does this show go? Does this go everywhere? I mean, what's your audience?
Countries and about 8 radio stations, but over 100 countries.
Oh, well, I don't. I was counseling at a place called the Midnight Mission in downtown Los Angeles for a while. They hired me there. That's where I got my hours as a counselor. But there are 252 guys down there that most of them don't know who their parents are, and they're battling alcoholism and addiction and whatever other monsters hang out between their ears. And I mean, it's as you know, life's tough. You gotta hang in. If you're not for you, who will be? I don't know any particular place. There are recovery places everywhere in every city. Just all you have to do is call information.
Okay. Well, yeah, and there is hope. And I know that when I'm down, or when those demons between my ears, as you say, or that monster, it's hard for me to see the light for the day. Music is my savior, my church in a way. Whatever you call it. I go to music, and we're going to take you to Lust for Life. We're going to take you out right now with Lust for Life, and we'll be right back with.
Okay, here comes Johnny in.
Tony, yeah, Tony Fox Sales. We'll be right back. Okay, we're just going to come back and say goodbye, my friend.
All right. Thank you so much.
Up off the show, yeah. And I'm going to kick it to you. I just want you to mention the tour, if you don't mind. I'll ask you the question. Go ahead, Richard. Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We've been spending the hour with Tony Fox Sales. Such a great hour with you, my friend, and getting to know you a little bit. We just came in with Tony Fox Sales featuring Clem Burke from Blondie and Katie Puckrik. It's that was Success, and it's still playing. You're probably still dancing. Tony, thanks so much. And you are on tour. You're going on tour. First time since '91. So get out there and get some tickets. And have some fun with Tony and the band. Tony, give your best. Why should they come see this tour? Why can they not?
Why should they?
Like, tell the listeners why they.
Well, I just figured, my name backwards. Why not? Yeah.
You got a lust for life.
Yeah, if you got a lust for life, come see it because it kicks ass. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, again, get tickets on Tony's website right now. It's let me give it out one more time. It's TonyFoxSales.com tour.com. Excuse me. God, let me do
Yeah,
it again.
TonyFoxSalesTour.com.
Yes. So get
Yeah, I
the
know it's your first day with a new mouth. I know it's rough.
and now we're going to take you out with Tony chose his last song. It's his original success recording with Iggy Pop, Tony Sales. Enjoy and have a great tour, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for